Good afternoon here. You two people, what is going on with you all today? So, I'm here, same bad time, same bad channel, and I'm coming to you with another video. This video here will be titled The 12. Why the 12? Well, my father, when he was on the earth, he had 12 people that were his closest, including the one that betrayed him. Now, he did that purposely because all of the things that happened in the Talmud had to come to pass. So he knew that Judas Iscariot was going to betray him, and he also knew that he would be sentenced to death, that he would die on the cross and come back after the third day and everything else. He knew all of this was to take place, and it had to take place for him to be even assumed that he was the right person, just by what was said. And that's basically how it worked out. But if you are a leader, you also have that responsibility to select 12. Some other religions call it different things, like, even if you look at it in a spiritual sense, they call that something totally different. But yet and still, it is the same thing. Now, if you're on this earth, you know whether you're a leader or a follower. Some people assume that they're a leader and they know that they are not. And some people are the total opposite. They follow everything everybody says, but they are a true leader. Anywho, if you take a look at John the Baptist, I mean, it was done a whole lot. It wasn't mentioned in the Old Testament as it. What's up, Eugene?
Have you heard where you bring?
So I believe that it is our duty as leaders in the Christian family to select 12 people that support you in very different ways, just as my father did. I don't believe in the things of old. Somebody is selected to pretty much run the church, and he's given all the responsibilities and this and that. Look, we were told by my father to give the good news, to spread the good news. A lot of us became complacent and lazy and don't even care to do that. We just go into a Sunday school, Sunday church atmosphere, and we sit down for an hour or 2 hours out of our week and listen to some guy on what he perceives something to be understood. And a lot of those preachers, pastors, whatever you want to call them, priests, they don't even have my father, but they definitely don't have the Holy Spirit. And they come out with any kind of old traditional ways of thinking and this and that. It doesn't work in all points of the Bible. It truly doesn't. But they give their own assumption of what they feel like this is saying, that is saying. And you hear it over and over again in these church atmospheres. But that isn't how my Father intended it. What did he even say about the people that were operating and running these temples in that? He called a lot of them broods of vipers, and they were all about making the money, the top dollar. All they're doing is peddling my Father's word. They write these nice, shiny, covered books, and they put all types of my Father's writings into their books, and they point out this and that, and this is what this means, in their own interpretation, of course. But they're peddling my Father's words. That's all they're doing. Peddling my Father's words. Do you believe that he intended that to happen? Who did he go and preach the good news to? People such as yourself that go to church, do whatever the preacher, pastor, whoever tells you to do. Listen to the same words that you've heard 100,000 times or better, and go from there out to eat or whatever you're doing after church, and everything's hunky-dory. And then, you through the week you might read a Bible verse here and there or whatever. Maybe you don't. I don't even know. But nevertheless, that is the time that you give to my Father. And it's like not even really a substantial time. You're just, offering up little breadcrumbs, basically, to my Father. Giving him, 5% of your time for the whole week. And the rest of the week, you do whatever it is you do. Whether you sit in front of the television and watch a bunch of drama, or you go fishing, camping, hunting, sports things, or whatever you're doing during the week, you are not devoting your time to my Father. 5% a week. Anyway, so his intentions were very clear, okay? It really doesn't matter. I'm not here to pat myself on the back. I am a leader, however, but I don't look at myself as being of a higher level than all of the followers or whatever. I'm not like that. But somebody has to lead, and somebody has to follow. But, all in all, like I said, John the Baptist, there were several others that had also disciples. It wasn't just my Father. So, this is how he intended it. And my Father took to the streets. He talked with prostitutes and tax collectors and people that nobody really liked. It wasn't like today where all these, happy-go-lucky Christians, some of them are very nice, by the way, but they go into this church environment, they hang out with each other, they do the quote-unquote church things within the church, and then they pass a plate around and they put whatever they put in it. Some people actually calculated out to be 10% of their income. They will write it in a check, or they will put that cash in the plate. Some people just give $1, $5, or $10, or $20. They don't even actually count out anything. And it's so backwards, it isn't even funny. It's not. It's not even close to being funny. All right. So, Malachi 3, will a man rob God? Who was supposed to get the tithing of the tribe that did not collect? Who was it supposed to have gone to? Aaron's tribe, okay? Aaron's tribe did not fall under the tribes of Abraham. And they prayed about it, and they asked God over and over again until God said, look, okay, we're just going to have the tribes of Abraham give their 10% tithings to the tribe of Aaron, okay? It had zero to do with the Christian faith. Even Matthew and Peter and several of them asked my father, what is it that we should give? And what did he say? He said, I have no clothes, I have no food, I have no water, I have no this, I have no that. He said, when did you not have any of this? We have never seen you with no food, no water, no clothes, no this, no that. He said, if anybody with the littleness of the same, they are the same as me not having it. So what he meant is all the poor people. This is why we have so many millions of poor people in this world today. He said even a cup of water is worth so much more to give to somebody. And I can tell you this by being homeless. You would think that people would be concerned with whether or not you're drinking water or something. They aren't, okay? There are some really good people out here. I am not going to curse them. I will never, ever curse them. However, they cannot afford to give you water every day. So somebody else has to take the reins on that, okay? But there are people out here with no water whatsoever. When I was coming up, there were water fountains everywhere. Everywhere, outside, inside. Every major department store, every grocery store, every this store, every that store. And some of them still have them, but they're getting lesser and lesser, just like the payphones. It gets less and less, okay? So it's like water is scarce out here, and everybody's afraid to drink the water. Like this is Mexico or something, you know? We drink bottled water all day long, every day, but we won't drink regular water. We won't do it. But you drink out of a plastic container that's full of toxins, and they seal that up. They seal the toxins in that plastic bottle. There's a lot of toxins that are dealt with that. And, I don't get it. I don't get why people are like that, but they are. And just time and time again, if you continue to look at the things that have changed in this world, it's really outrageous. But to get back with the story, I believe my father purposely wanted all of us as leaders, not the followers, but as leaders, to choose 12 people and to go out here in the street as he did, telling the people of the good news of my father. I have found those 12 people. They're excellent. They're great people. And I wouldn't change them for the world. Because, there's people out here that will talk behind your back at all costs. And they will do whatever it is that they can do to try to destroy what you got going on, what you're doing, anything and everything. And it just shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't at all. But with my 12, let's just say that you talk behind my back. I guarantee you don't talk behind my back around my 12, any one of them, because they're not going to let you disrespect me. They're not. If they hear that you are disrespecting me, it will not only just get back to me, they will stop you from speaking disrespectfully about me, because they're very respectful towards me. And it's a really great thing, It's a great thing to have people in your life such as that actually care about you to that degree, where they will not just let people disrespect you behind your back. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about 12. Like I said, my father will have or would have already let you know if you are a leader. But that's what he intends to do. Just like in the opposite sense, there's, people hang out in groups and they call it peer pressure and things like this. People talk to you, try to intimidate you into doing something that you would not normally do, maybe. But it works in the sense of my father, where it's a positive thing. It's a positive note. And the 12 get together and they take the street back. And so I just wanted to put that word out there. And I also want you to know that I love you. I love you right there. Love yourself. Love my Father God. And by all means, love each other, people. Until the next time. Love, peace, and soul.